Real estate agents, is your market analysis presentation winning you listings? You might not realize that it's holding you back if you don't have a supercharged market analysis process. So here is my tips to have the best CMA or market analysis versus a not so great one. First off, obviously, you've got to have sold comparable properties, right? We all know this, but a lot of agents just stop there. Well, all right, seller, here's the sold comps in the neighborhood. What do you think? Versus let's dig a little deeper. Let's include sold, under contract, and the active competition. This is the key. Anybody can pull sold comps, do some analysis, but now we have to take that data and information and put it into real time and say, okay, here right now today is our active competition. If you were on the market today, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, here are the 3 to 5 most competitive listings competing with yours. So how do we think we stack up against these 3 or 5? That's where real-time pricing comes into play. Another step that you must add into a good market analysis is calling, reaching out, and talking to the listing agents on competitive homes that are currently under contract. This will really impress your seller client that you've gone ahead and done the pre-research. Say there's 5 under contract in the area or in the price range, and you walk in and say, yep, I've talked with all these agents. I know, about what they got compared to list price. Did they have to give concessions? What was the buyer feedback? You just bring a lot more to the table when you've taken that extra, say 20 or 30 minutes to reach out and have those conversations with the agents. A bonus feature of talking to the agents with listings under contract is they might have buyers that are still looking for homes like theirs, right? Oh yeah, we got 3 offers on my listing. Maybe I've got 2 or 3 other leads for you that might be interested in your listing. Tell me about it. And that's just another value add that you show up to the meeting with your seller and say, hey, I've already got some irons in the fire. We might have some buyers ready to look at your house tomorrow. So again, just shows that you're going above and beyond most agents. The number one tip I can give on a good market analysis is to do an adjusted value approach. And this is exactly what appraisers do, right? They take your subject property compared to other sold comps, and they do a plus minus, right? If there's more square footage on this home, then we'll plus minus and adjust that price of the sold comp. So you do a full list, and this takes a little more time than just pulling some sold comps together and going to your meeting. But the extra 30 or 40 minutes it takes has won me multiple listings where I was competing maybe with other agents. I just really impressed the seller, and they said, wow, no other agent has broken it down like that or gotten that in depth with doing the adjusted value method. So this is a key method. If you stick around to the end of the video, I'm happy to share my blueprint on how I do a winning market analysis that actually wins listings and impresses sellers. A bonus feature you should add to your market analysis presentation is the absorption rate analysis. So this goes beyond just looking at the comps, and it's actually a macro look at the market where you can, again, impress the seller with your data research and say, okay, this price range, this type of home is currently being absorbed at this rate in the market, right? It's an average of 23 days on market until they get their offer. This many new homes listed in the last 90 days, this many got under contract. So you can tell them what we can expect for an absorption rate and how long they can expect to take to get their offer on their home. And a final tip I can give you is do an equity growth evaluation for your seller client. This means you do the math on when they purchased the home, however many years ago, and you fast forward that over the years, how much equity growth they've gotten, both from appreciation and from paying their mortgage down. So this kind of helps paint the picture for them and gets them out of the mindset of like, wow, I think my home's worth $600,000. I won't take any less. Well, what if the market data is only saying it's worth $575,000? Well, you can ease the blow, the reality of that data, and say, hey, it might only be $575. I know you really would like $600, but if the market gives us $575, let's look at how much return on investment you've gained over the last, 5 years, 10 years, whatever they've lived in that home. So when you put it in those terms and you say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, you have returned on your down payment, initial down payment money, 18% a year or 13% a year, that helps frame the value in their mind to say, okay, even if it's not 600,000 at 575, shoot, I mean, we made 15% a year on our money and we had a great home to live in while we were doing it. So pretty much a win-win, right? So it just helps frame the conversation and let the seller really see the true value of what the market data is saying. I'm Chris Mullenberg, founder of the Mullenberg team at eXp Realty. I've helped a lot of agents dial in their presentation over the years and seen them take more and more listings, have more fun doing it, and just be a lot more confident. So if you'd like my entire playbook and blueprint on market analysis, how I put these together, how I run the adjusted value approach to win more listings, then comment below to get my full playbook.